Yes, next element is chlorine, and chlorine possesses two isotopic form, chlorine 35 and chlorine 37, and number of proton in the chlorine, its atomic number is 17. So number of neutron is you have to find out by subtracting 17 from 35. That is going to be 18 and 20, and using the same formula you have to calculate. Then nitrogen, fluorine, chlorine, bromine are diatomic, homodiatomic molecules, and the polyatomic molecules also there, like sulfur, S8 and P4 are polyatomic molecules. And next, activity 7.2, it is given, see, classify the following molecule based on their atomicity and fill the table. Fluorine F2, carbon dioxide CO2, phosphorus P4, sulfur Si, ammonia NH3, hydrogen iodide Hi, sulfuric acid H2SO4, methane CH4, glucose C6H12O6, and carbon monoxide CO. So diatomic molecules mean that molecule possesses only two atoms. So fluorine is going to be here in the first category, and it is going to be first one, see, homodiatomic. That is, homo means same kind of atoms combined to form a molecule. So it's going to be fluorine. And heterodiatomic is CO, carbon monoxide, two different kinds of atoms of element CO. And triatomic, where under all three, it's going to be there, that's going to be triatomic molecule. And polyatomic molecule is going to be more than three, P4, S8 and NH3 and sulfuric acid, glucose, they're all going to be heteropolyatomic molecule. And next, relative molecular mass. What is the definition for it? This relative molecular mass is also based on the carbon 12 scale, like average atomic mass. So carbon 12 scale is taken as a standard scale to find out the average atomic mass, also relative molecular mass. So definition is given: relative molecular mass of a molecule is the ratio between the mass of one molecule of the substance to 1/12th mass of an atom of carbon 12. And this is also a relative molecular mass is also simply a ratio. There is no specific unit for this relative molecular mass, but if we express for the calculation purpose, we can say it is a gram molecular mass. Gram molecular mass of water is only 18, but gram molecular mass is 18 gram. Carbon dioxide molecular mass is 44, but gram molecular mass is 44 gram. And the molecular mass of hydrogen chloride HCl is 36.5, but gram molecular mass is 36.5 gram. Then how to calculate the relative molecular mass? Is a simple formula, N into atomic mass. That is N is number of atom into its atomic mass. For example, relative molecular mass of sulfuric acid formula H2SO4, hydrogen, there are two hydrogen atom, one sulfur atom, 4 oxygen atom and sulfuric acid. And what is the atomic mass of hydrogen? 1, and sulfur 32, oxygen 16. These things you have to keep in your mind, and sometimes it will be given in the examination question along with the question. Otherwise you have to remember this: what is the atomic mass of hydrogen? That is 1, sulfur 32, oxygen 16. So 2 hydrogen atoms, so 2 into 1, and 1 sulfur atom, 1 into 32, and 4 oxygen atom, 4 into 16. So all this you have to multiply and get the sum. That is going to be total. The total is going to be 98. So 98, that is nothing but, so 1 mole of sulfuric acid is 98 times heavier than 1/12th mass of carbon 12 atom. Similarly for water, in water 1 molecule of water contains 2 hydrogen atom and 1 oxygen atom. So hydrogen atomic mass is 1, so 2 into 1, and oxygen atomic mass is 16, so 1 into 16, so 2 plus 16 is 18. And this is nothing but one molecule of water is 18 times heavier than 1 by 12th mass of carbon 12 atom. And difference between atoms and molecule. So these topics are already have learned in the previous classes, 8th standard and 9th standard. Again we are discussing. Atom is the simplest particle, and molecule also smallest particle, but atom will not exist in free state except rare gases, but molecule can exist in free state, hydrogen, oxygen, like this. And except some of noble gases, helium, neon, argon, krypton, all the other atoms are highly reactive. If you take sodium, potassium, magnesium, those are highly reactive compared to rare gases. Rare gases are inactive in nature, and molecules are less reactive. Molecules always decompose into atom, then only it going to be react and it take part in the chemical reaction. Atom does not have chemical bond, and atom in a molecule is held by chemical bond, hydrogen H2. In between two hydrogen atom there is a single covalent bond is existing. Because of that, it is going to be a hydrogen molecule like oxygen, nitrogen. So all these molecules are formed by strong forces of attraction between their atoms. Then next topic is a mole concept. See, mole, that is it is a term to denote the number of molecule or number of particle present in the given substance. See, the unit, there is not specific unit, but we are using unit of mole concept, mole, and chemists use to define the number of atoms or number of molecule or number of radical or number of ions or number of particle entities. There are different terms are there to measure or to denote. Mole is used. Mole means number of particle present in the given substance. Number of particle present in the given substance. And studying about this number of moles in a given substance is mole concept. So what is the definition according to the SI system? Mole is the amount of substance that contain as many as elementary entities, exactly 12 gram of carbon 12 isotopes. So the number of particle present in exactly as 12 gram of carbon 12 isotope is called as a mole, and it is experimentally determined. That is also called Avogadro number, Na, Avogadro number. This name is given to honor the scientist Amedeo Avogadro because he only proposed the significance of mole concept. So the value of Avogadro number is 6.023 into 10 power 23. This is the value of Avogadro number, and one mole substance always have 6.023 10 power 23 particles or molecules. Suppose 5 mole means what? 5 mole oxygen molecule contain 5 into 6.023 10 power 23. Suppose 2 moles of nitrogen molecule, 2 into 6.023 10 power 23. So you have to multiply by the given number of moles to get the molecule. So mole concept is a study of collection of particle using the mole, and there are different methods to calculate the number of moles in the given substance using the given details. For example, number of moles of molecule is given, number of moles of atom is given, number of moles of gas according to the STP, and the number of moles of ions. So using these data available, we can calculate the number of moles in the given substance. And STP is nothing but standard temperature and pressure, and it is at 273.15. Then mole of atoms. 1 mole of an element contains 6.023 10 power 23 atom, and it is equal to its gram atomic mass. So gram atomic mass, it is nothing but if you take gram atomic mass of oxygen, it is 16 gram. Gram atomic mass of nitrogen 14 gram. So 1 mole of oxygen contain the gram atomic mass of element that is equal to that occupies always Avogadro number of particle, that is 1 mole is equal to 6.023 in 10 power 23, which is equal to 16 gram, and that also always occupy the volume of STP, that is 22.4 liter. Then mole of molecule also, 1 mole of matter or 1 mole of any substance always contain Avogadro number of molecule, that is also called gram molecular mass. For example, if you take 1 mole of oxygen contains 6.023 10 power 23 molecule of oxygen, that is 32 gram. 1 mole of oxygen contain, so molecule means O2, so 1 oxygen atom contains 16, 1 oxygen atom is 16 gram, 2 oxygen atom 2 into 16, that is 32 gram, that is in 1 mole of oxygen. And molar volume, what is molar volume? 1 mole of any gas occupy 22.4 liter or 22,400 ml at STP. This volume is called molar volume. So 1 mole is equal to Avogadro number, 1 mole is equal to gram molecular mass, 1 mole is equal to STP, the volume occupied is equal to STP, that is 1 mole of any gas, that is always occupied 22.4 liter or in ml 22,400 ml. Then calculation of number of moles by different modes. So there are different methods to calculate. There are different formulas also given. First one, say number of moles can be calculated using the formula mass by atomic mass. When you are given mass of the substance, by taking the atomic mass you can calculate the number of moles. Suppose you are given the substance in the form of molecular mass, you can take number of moles equal to mass by molecular mass formula. And the third formula, number of moles equal to number of atoms by Avogadro number. And fourth formula, if you are given the number of molecule and you are asked to find out number of moles equal to number of molecule by Avogadro number. So there are 4 formulas. Also there are some other derived formulas also there from these. And next see person composition. So far we are dealing with the number of entities present in the given substance, but many times the information regarding the percentage of a particular element present in the compound is required. So percentage composition of compound represent the mass of each element present in 100 gram of compound. So percentage we are always taking as 100, so that is taking as out of 100 how many elements or how many particles are present. Let us understand the percentage composition of oxygen and hydrogen by taking the example of water. Water is the formula of water is H2O, can be calculated using the formula. There is a formula for the mass percentage. Mass percentage of an element is equal to mass of that element in the compound by molar mass of the compound into 100. This is a simple formula. So mass percentage is equal to mass of that element in the compound by molar mass of the compound into 100. So first you have to find out the molar mass. So formula of water is H2O. There are 2 hydrogen, 1 oxygen. Hydrogen atomic mass is 1, oxygen is 16. So 2 into 1 plus 16, 18 gram. That is the molar mass of the water. And what is the mass given here? The mass of that element, that is 2. The mass of that element is 2. So we can take it 2 divided by 18 into 100. That is 2 is nothing but that H2, 2 atoms of hydrogen in water. So 2 by 18 into 100. So the percentage of hydrogen in the water molecule is 11.11%. But oxygen, only one atom of oxygen in the water molecule, but its atomic mass is 16. So 16 by molar mass, 16 by 18 into 100, that is 88.89%. So oxygen mass percentage in the water is 88.89. Hydrogen mass percentage in the water is 11.11%. Similarly, we can calculate the mass percentage for methane, CH4. CH4 is the formula for methane. 1 carbon, 4 hydrogen, and the carbon atomic mass is 12 and hydrogen is 1. There are 4 atoms, so 12 plus 4, 16 gram. So 16 gram is the molar mass of methane. So first, how many carbon in the methane? Only 1 carbon and its atomic mass is 12. So 12 by 16 into 100, it is 75 percentage. The mass percentage of carbon in methane is 75. But in a hydrogen, 4 hydrogen atom, atomic mass is 4. 4 by 16 molar mass into 100, 25%. That is the mass percentage of hydrogen in the methane is 25%. So this type of mass percentage calculation can be done using the simple formula, that is mass percentage of an element is equal to mass of that element in the compound divided by molar mass of the compound into 100. So if you are given formula, you have to remember some of the atomic mass like carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, sulfur, and from these you have to, from the atomic mass you have to find out molar mass, and then into 100 you can calculate the mass percentage of the given element in the compound. Then next topic is Avogadro hypothesis. In 1811, Avogadro framed a hypothesis based on the relationship between number of molecules present in equal volumes of gases in different conditions. So this is nothing but number of molecules present in equal volume of gas. What is the relation? How many elements are, how many molecules are present in the equal volume of gases at different conditions. So the law is given: equal volume of all gases under similar condition of temperature and pressure contain equal number of molecules. So equal volume, suppose if we take 1 liter of hydrogen, 1 liter of oxygen, 1 liter of ammonia. So 1 liter of oxygen, 1 liter of ammonia or hydrogen, and at STP, at the same temperature and pressure, all these different gases going to have same number of molecules. 1 liter of nitrogen going to have same number of molecule like 1 liter of oxygen or 1 liter of nitrogen at STP, and the value is nothing but that is the number of molecule of gas. The Avogadro law is represented, that is V proportional N. V is nothing but volume, N is a number of molecules. So V is equal to constant into N, that is hydrogen contain the same number of molecule in 1 liter oxygen, that is the volume of gas is directly proportional. That's why I already told the same volume of gases occupy same number of molecules. So let us consider the simple equation. Hydrogen plus chlorine gives 2HCl. H2, 1 molecule of hydrogen, 1 molecule of chlorine combined to form 2 molecules of HCl, and that is nothing but in 1 volume of hydrogen, 1 volume of chlorine. 1 volume of hydrogen contain 1 molecule of hydrogen, 1 volume of chlorine contain 1 molecule of chlorine. So 2 volumes of the product contain 2 molecules of HCl. So N is nothing but the number of molecules. So 1 molecule plus 1 molecule gives 2 molecules. Suppose H plus Cl, that is half molecule plus half molecule, that is going to be 1 molecule. Half H2 half H plus half Cl, that is going to be 1 HCl. And one molecule of hydrogen chloride gas made up of half molecule of hydrogen, half molecule of chlorine. Hence, the molecule can be subdivided. This is according to the Dalton atomic theory. And what are the applications of Avogadro law? There are 5 applications. This is also important topic, will be asked in the exam. And Avogadro law explains about 5 categories. First one, see, it explains the Gay-Lussac's law, and it explains or it helps to determine the atomicity of gases. Also, the molecular formula of any gas can be derived using this Avogadro law, and it is used to determine the relation between molecular mass and vapor density, and helps to determine the gram molar volume of all gases. These are the 5 applications will be asked in the 5-mark question. So you have to go through all this and make a note of all this in your classwork notebook and revise. And after some time, you are also called for test. Test will be conducted. You have to do the test in front of your parents, and essentially you have to write and submit. And in this chapter, so far we have learned about this modern atomic theory. This is the important one. What is what are the postulates of modern atomic theory, or what are the main features of modern atomic theory? These 7 points are important. Then next, you have to know what is called relative atomic mass and definition. And the relative atomic mass are some of the elements: hydrogen, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, sodium, magnesium, sulfur. This you have to know. Also, you have to know how to calculate the average atomic mass using the formula. Then next, see what is a molecule. It is a combination of atoms of same kind or different kind. And what is called atomicity, and different types of atomicity: monoatomic, diatomic, triatomic, and polyatomic. And next, also you should know how to calculate the average atomic mass of isotopic elements. And how will you classify the given molecule or compound based on the atomicity? If same kind of atoms of element, it's going to be homoatomic, and different kinds of, it's going to be heteroatomic. Then what is called relative molecular mass based on the carbon 12 scale. Then difference between atoms and molecules. This is also important one, will be asked in 2-mark questions at some time. Then what is mole? Define mole. 2-mark question. Define mole. And what is the value of Avogadro number? And next, the formula to calculate the number of moles when mass of the atom is given, mass of the molecule is given, when number of atom is given or number of molecule is given. Next, the percentage composition, and how to calculate percentage of the component element and the compound using the formula of mass percentage of an element, that is mass of that element in the compound by mass, molar mass of the compound into 100. And next, what is Avogadro hypothesis? Avogadro hypothesis is a 2-mark question, and how this Avogadro hypothesis helps to find out the number of moles, number of molecules at STP, number of molecules at STP. So all this you have to revise and prepare, and often you have to take down in the classwork, and also you have to get ready for test.